And yet you were just telling us that, I mean, I always thought that it was top of the ratings and everything, but it's gone even better the last year. Why is that, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Good writing, good directors, the script editing is very tight. I think it's become very topical. I mean, that clip that you just saw had the Joyriders, and that episode we got 15.7 million.
It's always been quite topical though, hasn't it? I mean, it has, because it sort of got very political as, you know, as the health service was becoming very politicised. I mean, it showed very accurately the sort of the anger among nurses and doctors, that kind of level. I mean, is that something you enjoy about it? Do you enjoy actually having credible storylines, things that are happening at the moment?
Absolutely. I think the script is vital. If there's truth in the script, you enjoy working at it because you know something good's going to come out of it. It's as simple as that. And
you can see trends developing in the series, though. I mean, do you remember with the vet series? What's it called?
All Creatures.
Thank you, All Creatures Great and Small. There was a period where it got very sort of gory, lots of sort of gloved hands up cows' bottoms and stuff, you know. And your series is getting... No, you don't have cows' bottoms, but you have human bottoms. I mean, your series is getting quite close to the knuckle, isn't it?
Well, we only show what's real, really. We're not making anything up. Yeah, and I think that's the charm of it. It's so real.
It isn't gratuitous. It is gory, but it isn't gratuitous. It isn't there just for the sake of it.
Absolutely.
And often, you know, these kind of... Someone asked me the other day, isn't it too violent? You often see these violent American sort of dramas whereby people get shot and mutilated, and yet you don't see any blood, you don't see any consequences of people's actions, whereby there is a moral context of casualty.
I think also, I mean, with a real casualty ward, I mean, I think one of the attractions that people have to watching it is that there's very strong dramatic crises in people's lives. That's why people find it so fascinating to watch. If you have to go as a family or as an individual to a casualty ward, chances are you've had a bit of a crisis. It may be a minor domestic one, it could be a massive one. So that's the sort of strength of watching how people react to that.
Yeah.
Is there anything, talking about the blood and guts though, is there anything that you found yourself sort of unable to bring yourself to do on camera as Dr. Beth?
Yes, I remember last year when I'd arrived, they actually got a real pig's heart into a biscuit tin. And when I read the script, first it said Beth sucking blood, and I nearly died because I thought I'd be sucking, really literally sucking blood, and then they said no, it'll be done through a tube.
Into this heart?
Yeah, and then we had to actually go in, put our hands in and palpate it like that. Yeah.
What did you do? Did you do it?
No, I got the other doctor to do it.
Real doctors can be a bit squeamish, can't they? I mean, real doctors actually they often bomb out of the course because they can't actually take that.
In fact, a lot of research we did, and I followed doctors around, and they said, most of them, I mean, they said they are human, they're not made of iron or steel. Yeah. And a lot of doctors, even after years of practice, still go and puke up in the lab later on.
Yeah, I bet they do. It's very much, it's a program for doctors and nurses as well, because they'll enjoy it, because it is so close to reality, which gives you a bit of a problem. I mean, I have to tell you, but one of our secretaries said to us this morning that as you've been walking up and down the dock, you know, going from the studios to the offices, people have said, oh, God, it's that nurse, and it's that, really, and it's that doctor, you know, and tell her about your back and Hetty, and all that. Do you get people, assuming you can set a broken leg, or you can...
Yes, in fact, and wherever you go, you find people think that you were in medicine first, and then you became an actor.
Oh, yes.
which is frightening and flattering, flattering both, but it's frightening as well. You're only an artist.
I was an actor.
You can play other things too.
What did your parents think when you told them you wanted to be an actress? How did they react?
Well, I suppose like any parents, they say, why don't you go and do a proper job? Because
they probably would have been delighted if you'd been a doctor.
Perhaps, yeah.
I think mine certainly would. I'd have quite liked to have been a doctor myself.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? You should have gotten the casualty. All right, so I think the clip we saw then, is that from an upcoming series?
This series, it's the one that's being screened at the moment.
Right, okay. A lot more drama, a lot more personal tension between everybody on the set. See, that's something else. There is a great deal of, not rivalry, but a great deal of sort of hot chemistry between all the actors, isn't there? On screen, as it were. Which helps the series.
That's nice to know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's one of the things that possibly, that's the drama element of it, because when we visit casualty departments, those kind of rivalries that go on between the hierarchies are very underplayed. And obviously that is hotted up, like you say, for drama.
Again, with realism, I don't think it's anything beyond. We don't dramatize it. At least I don't think I would like to dramatize anything that's not true.
Yeah.
Whatever is done, that's why it's good, because it's there, because it's real. I like to think that anyway.
Well, it certainly looks very realistic, and we thoroughly enjoy watching it. Thank you both very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.